yes, Halloween! Welcome back to the Amelia's channel, where today we are talking about the greatest collaboration of indie horror history, Hello Bendy. Releasing on October 27th of 2017 for the Halloween season, and lasting until November 3rd. This short collaboration has got to be one of the most interesting and downright strangest thing I've ever covered on this channel. And making this video also led me to finally revisit the Bendy franchise after Chapter 5's release. And I mean, it's Hello Bendy, you know, it's Friday the 13th -3 when this video comes out during spooky season, and it's a topic that hasn't been touched on too much. Unlike last year's video where someone happened to make a video on the same topic one day before I uploaded my video, I'm still spiteful. So if you're listening to this video during a car ride, at work, you know, drawing, or even giving your full attention, it doesn't matter. Just please don't click off the video, please. Business has been extremely slow. My last video bombed, please. At the end of the day, this is all just a quick video for the Halloween month. Oh yeah, Patreon, link in description. You know, I spend a lot of time on these videos, along with the thumbnails. I know they're not good, but it's a one-person team. Just like and subscribe because I said so. It's fall of 2017, and both franchises are in completely different places. Hello Neighbor recently got delayed from August to December, along with Beta 3 coming out to quickly fix all the bugs in the previous two beta builds. And when I mean fix, I mean they didn't fix it enough because this game is still in disarray. At this point, a good amount of people from the general public were just losing interest and noting just how broken the recent builds have been getting, although YouTubers are still eating it up, mainly since kids want to see the spooky neighbor and his spooky anticlimactic secrets. As for Bendy, they were in the best of times. The game's production started later than Hello Neighbor, but it had releases very similar to the Hello Neighbor alpha and beta builds, that being the chapter releases. Now, by today's standards, chapter releases kinda suck ass, as they end up culminating in an overbloated game that's hard to enjoy when you're playing it all together, since it was basically only meant to be played as you anticipate for the next chapter's release. But Bendy was not there. Yet. The third chapter just came out, and although a little slow, it was still another popular release. People still mostly cared about the mysteries and the characters, like what was the ink machine all about, who's the ink demon, what does Joey Drew even do? Well, Alice let me crack. It was all nice. Good, even. Well, it was okay, but you get my point. Although you have to remember, after this, it only went downhill. The chapters started getting way too long with boring puzzles. The release time started stretching out more and more. Along with the big reveals and the big bad boss fight was underwhelming. It's almost as if history repeats itself, and almost as if, in that time, Joey Drew Studios made a deal with the devil. The Hello Neighbor Halloween trailer would come out on October 24th, which is mostly irrelevant to today's topic, except for the ending. Right after a joke clip of the neighbor walking to the song Stayin' Alive by the Bee Gees, we would get a title card. But wait, did you see that? Slowing down the footage, right before the title card, we can see some yellow gameplay. Kind of like an indie horror game, like Five Nights at Freddy's 2. The Meet the Games would also post a small teaser around this time, but after trying to check back in, the video is now private. So, I guess another Hello Neighbor lost media, no! Oh wait, never mind guys, there's a re-upload I found, it's all good. Now, the majority of the teaser is just generic gameplay, with periodic text saying, "This Halloween, something has broken in the studio," before cutting to the title, with an ominous looking lock in the logo. Wait a minute. Also, between the final text and the Bendy icon, for a very split second, you can find a screenshot of the neighbor's house. But yellow! Wait, this can only mean that Hello Neighbor is collabing with Bendy and the ink machine. What is this, some kind of Hello Bendy? Hello Bendy? On October 27th of 2017, Hello Neighbor players would be blessed with a Bendy crossover, and Bendy fans would be cursed with a Hello Neighbor crossover. This is Hello Bendy, a quick collaboration done in the spirit of Halloween. To my knowledge, this build wasn't marketed too much. I mean, there were still posts made on sites like Steam, Twitter, and Facebook, but most of the marketing for the update suddenly happened that same day, which was a trailer posted by Tiny Build Games, which at least to me is bizarre. Like, we get a cool title drop, sure, but showing the two games side by side just makes Hello Neighbor look so ugly, especially with the yellow mist. And although Bendy and the Ink Machine looks somewhat competently made, we still have the f***ing neighbor. And the main jump scare ends off with Alice Angel. She's not even relevant to the crossover. What the hell? Okay, so I think like it's time to actually review the crossover and stuff. So let's start off with Hello Neighbor's update, which is probably the most iconic one of the two. The game's peed color and there's only like a couple Bendy PNGs. We start off our game just like a normal beta 1 playthrough. We move into our new house, which is poorly trimmed down from the Act 3 house. Move into the house, and the spooky basement door, oh no! After some nighttime shenanigans, we can finally start the game and stuff. And as you could have noticed by now, the entire game is just piss colored, also known as a sepia filter, which is not pleasing to look at. For starters, all the textures are exactly the same. The only thing they did was change the lighting, which I'm sure they did not quality assure. Like, for example, the keys. Which is which? They all have a similar shade in this version. So if you get confused on something like the red key and they use this blue key, then oh no. Sucks to be you. The game is needlessly dark, especially at night. My brain can just not comprehend anything. I swear it got to a point where I literally needed to look away from my screen so that my eyes wouldn't succumb to the ugly yellow look of this. And the bright daylight is not any better, which has the opposite effect of flashbanging you. You also have to keep in mind, you're playing Hello Neighbor, specifically the beta version, which is so poorly made. Like, for example, I got softlocked 2 times, all because of this green key. So it's supposed to spawn in the magnet room. However, if you do any of the minigames before removing the magnetic field, then you're shit out of luck because it already despawned. And even if you get the green key, you still have to play the pre-patch version of Nightmare School. Piss colored. And also, for some reason, Fear Darkness is the only section of the game to not have any yellow stuff. Like, I don't even know if I should be happy or even more spiteful that dynamic pixels were so lazy. Please stop! Along with the new chase theme that originates from Bendy, the neighbor has his very own Bendy mask, reminiscent of Sammy Lawrence, which is kinda cool even though the chase music is like louder than it needs to be, but you know, still cool. However, don't you leave cause there's so much more Bendy stuff. Like this one house that has a Bendy mask. Ooh, the water tower has been bendied. Oh no. This head statue's on the fridge. Whoa. There's a PNG of him on this section for some reason. There's a Bendy mask on the windmill, and there's a picture frame of him, and there's a coaster that's in your house. That's it though. Oh yeah, and the logo is slightly different, and the menu has this cool image. Okay. So there's absolutely nothing in the Fear minigame levels, absolutely nothing in the basement, and fuck all nothing in the boss battle. I can't help but feel like the only thing that was changed could be easily seen when starting back up on this game, so YouTubers could explore around a bit and upload a quick video, so that Hello Neighbor could stay relevant. Like, of course no sane person would replay the beta, especially when it looks like this. People are just gonna play this for like 10 minutes then move on. So why not just add a few things that could fill up those 10 minutes and move on. Apparently, this crossover wasn't even Dynamic Pixel's idea. Nikita has said before that the Hello Bendy crossover was orchestrated by who I assume to be Tiny Builds, mainly since they knew that having some of the 2 biggest indie horror games at the time crossing over would be legendary marketing and a very clickable title on YouTube. Now with all this said, I kinda had a good time. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest, it's just nostalgia. There isn't a deep intellectual reason for why I like it, it just reminds me of my childhood. This was the type of stuff that could only be done at that time, when indie games, specifically indie horror, would embrace how they were independent and could just do whatever they wanted, not focusing on trying to be mature or professional. I had fun, mostly, revisiting this game, and that is that. You can play the Hello Bendy mod by going to Steam, then betas, and selecting it, which is amazing, but I wish I could say that for the other game we're covering. Bendy and the Ink Machine also received an update. However, it is long lost and is not accessible in the beta section, with most of the archives being wiped out. And conveniently, the only re-uploads have viruses, so f*** you I guess. I really wanted to play this version myself, since it would actually be the first time I ever played Bendy and the Ink Machine. But no, f*** you Meatly. Now, since I can't play this version, I'll just use the good old reliable Think Noodles in any other video I come across. So it's important to keep in mind, especially for this first chapter, that this isn't the modern version of Bendy, nor the original. Although the original chapter at the time received a little touch-ups, this is still the old version of Bendy, ink machine and all, which automatically gives it more nostalgia points. When you boot up the game, one of the first things you'll notice is that the logo has the inclusion of the keyhole, which, if you remember, was also in the teaser video. But if you look at the bottom, you see the neighbor. No, don't buy this game. I was never the same afterwards. Now, starting the first chapter, we can immediately see the text Happy Halloween. Since, you know, this is also a Halloween event, the majority of the gameplay at this point is finding random collectibles for the ink machine, all in its classic 2017 self, until you collect them all and pull the lever where, hello neighbor. Oh no, I don't think this could get any scarier. Ah! So along with the classic chase music, the neighbor is also here, and even though his lighting is kinda whack, you still have to admit this is cool. But before he can hello neighbor you drop down as per usual. Although this time you get an achievement called Hello Bendy. You know, since it's hello neighbor and also you go into a creepy basement, you know? As a matter of fact, you can still get this achievement when you play Bendy in the ink machine to this day. Honestly, so far, this is much more of a complete mod rather than Hello Neighbor's build, as where that felt thrown together just to be funny, this feels competently made. Almost as if it reflects the two's development. Whoa. I mean, just look at him, they got his animations and everything. They did a really good job, but at least the nightmare was over. No, most YouTubers didn't play to chapter 2, probably because it just didn't feel like it. But there's still a good amount of stuff. Like, for example, some of the text is changed to Happy Halloween. That's fun. But let's be honest, you're just here for the neighbor. So the creepy AI-driven Mr. Peterson now takes the role of Sammy Lawrence, where after some meaningless puzzles, he f***ing knocks you out cold, then ties you up as he monologues.
There we go now, nice and tight. We wouldn't want our sheep roaming away now, would we?
You're not even moving your mouth,
No,
dumbass. This is the wildest official thing that has come from both of these series, probably ever. Everything from Sammy Lawrence's voice on the neighbor being wildly different than his canon voice, along with the neighbor not even speaking at the time, paired with his two poses where he stands nonchalantly before stooping to your level, then getting right back up. What is Bendy even about? So he ties you up as a sacrifice to the ink demon. But we all know it backfires, you know. But wait, hold up. The neighbor played the role of the ink demon in the first chapter, but he's also playing Sammy Lawrence in this chapter. What god has he been praying to? The neighbor returns once again and casually chases you in an honestly unnerving chase. Luckily, you can escape and meet up with Goofy. And that's it for chapter 2. But wait, there's one more chapter, chapter 3. The most recent one at the time. They changed this sign to say trick or treat. The neighbor also appears in his section, but like it's kind of not like important. And he also walks for a bit. That's cool. They didn't replace Alice Angel with like Nikki or something, but it's fine. So even though I didn't actually get to play this version myself, I think it was easily the better collab. This version feels much more like a complete reskin, while Hello Neighbors felt like it wasn't supposed to be actually played and completed. Now, honestly, it's a shame that Hello Neighbor was the game that got the most traction during this update, while Bendy got completely sidelined, as the very few YouTubers who did play it only played chapter 1 before giving up. Now, since then, they have made a reference to Hello Neighbor, in the form of a mustache on the Bendy logo with this tool, so that's pretty cool. But I still love looking back at this footage, especially with the game having this older look. I really wish I could play this for myself, but I safely can't. Oh yeah, and before anyone asks, I tried to use Steam console commands, but it didn't even work offline. This is all your fault, Nikita. So that was Hello Bendy. Now, this limited time event would end for Bendy on November 1st. While Hello Neighbor got to stick around for 2 more days. And although a collab like this in modern day would be huge, it has since been mostly forgotten in its 8 years of existence. Wait, what? No way, this is 8 years old already. I don't see as much coverage as I expected, especially from both franchises, as they completely just forgot about it. So I'm glad this video exists, so that nothing will be forgotten about this. And plus, I mostly had fun looking back at a time that once was. So please subscribe and stuff for more videos in the future. Also, the books video is still coming, don't worry. Hopefully in November, but I might just push it back another year or two. So, I don't know, Patreon, ooh.